Bassett, and I'm hey, yeah, we'll start over. Hey guys, my name is Emily Bassett, and I'm one of the co-founders of Startemup Marketing Solutions. So we're a full service, a digital marketing agency right here in Durham. We really like to focus on every component of marketing. So we're not focused on, what's the secret get rich quick plan of ads or something like that. We're focused at looking at your business as a whole. So that's kind of what we're planning to do today is what are some real tangible things that you guys can do this week, next week, as we really get close to that Black Friday and even into December and even a touch into January as you get to just create that plan for the holidays. So as much as it might feel late, we're here to say, like, don't worry, let's run through that last checklist together. And there's still lots of good stuff we can do. So I'm just going to share my screen here and we'll get started. Are we good? You guys seeing the right screen there? Perfect.
I'm just seeing a black screen right this minute, so it's still saying has started sharing.
All right, we'll give it 30 seconds to figure itself out.
Perfect. It's good.
All right, beautiful. Okay. All right, so this is just me. Nothing to create. Oh, I feel like you're not seeing it. There we go. Yeah, so here you are. So I'm the founder of Startemup Marketing Solutions. I'm also one of the co-owners of localstreet.ca, which we'll talk about a little bit more in the presentation as well. So just a few little facts. So why you should care about digital marketing this time of year. So I was recently in a webinar with Neil Patel, and some of these facts just hit hard for 2023 specifically. So I thought I'd share them with you quick today. So 62% of people are actually doing their shopping online. So this holidays, that is a huge stat, and one that really resonates with us as a digital marketing company to make sure we're helping businesses like yours, whether you're dominantly storefront or dominantly online, making sure that that online is that's working well for you. On top of it, you know, that people are shopping during this time of year. There's no denying it. Shoppers still spend as much as $9 billion on Black Friday deals in a given year. So that's some crazy amount of money. And we want to see some of that circling to you guys, the sort of local businesses. And sort of 50% of revenue. So some small businesses will actually see 50% of their revenue in the fourth quarter alone. So this is not the fourth quarter to be taken lightly. This is the one you really want to make sure that you've got everything tied up for. So now that we know we want to care about it, let's go over what we're going to talk about. So we're going to try and give you, like I said, as many tangible steps, actionable things as I can. So we're going to talk quickly about customer flow optimization, promotions and deals, sort of how to navigate that, social media strategy, gift guides and collabs, and email campaigns, which you can see I really care about with all my exclamation marks there. Feel free, I think we'll keep most questions to the end, but if you do have anything you need quickly clarified, feel free to drop it in the chat and we'll go from there. So, could your grandmother easily purchase from your business? Have you guys heard from anyone on your teams or external or anything like that? Sometimes it's difficult to get through your website, make a purchase. We want to make sure that we're making it as simple as possible. So what we actually say with that sort of our clients and even internally is don't try to make any major changes this time of year. Anything that you know is going to take months or even weeks to adjust on your website, let's avoid that. Let's literally focus on simplicity. So you really want to streamline that checkout process and reduce friction for the last minute shoppers. I'm sure you guys have all been there where you're trying to check out from something and it just starts to become too complicated and you can just give up. And if it's not something you're really that invested in getting, you know, maybe you saw this cute ad for these shoes and, you know, you want to go and buy them, but next thing you know, you're having to, you know, remember your mother's maiden name and put this and that to connect something. It's just not going to happen. So we want to make sure that that checkout flow is nice and seamless. And you want to really focus on that now. So let's not look at optimizing your whole site. Let's make sure that that purchase page, that product page is all good to go. And honestly, feel free, send it to your grandmother, send it to a 12-year-old, send it to a few people and see what their feedback is. Well, don't just focus on someone on your team who knows sort of the flow of your website. Mobile responsiveness. So I don't have a stat in front of me, but we all know that mobile is a very big sort of tool that people are using to do their shopping. So you do want to make sure that your site is mobile optimized. Again, not focusing on anything. You don't need every single page optimized, but specifically that customer flow. So where's the person landing? What are they seeing when it comes to your product? And how are they checking out? And can they do all of that on mobile? Do know that if you do not have it mobile optimized, you will lose sales. It's just a fact. Highlight popular and trending products. So we really want to focus on your customer journey here, and we want to hit people with what your most popular stuff is. So you want to make that purchase decision easy. Oftentimes people are buying for quite a few people. If you can offer them a bundle that says, here's pajamas for the whole family, suddenly you're seeing these orders that have an order value of hundreds rather than, simply dozens. So definitely things that we advise is to take a quick peek at your categories, collections, and bundles. If it is something that's easy to adjust on your website, that's awesome. There could be something as simple as moving something on your homepage that's lower down to right up that really hits you in the face. So we really want to make sure that when people get to their site, they know why they're there, they know what your best sort of products are, and they're going right to purchase them. And then implement retargeting strategies. So especially in this week, a lot of people, and I don't know all of your businesses, but you may have seen it's actually a little bit slow. So people are waiting for this Black Friday hump. And it's actually like people will sit there and wait. So last week, even the first few weeks of November, we kind of feel that, and then suddenly it booms. So the best thing you can do for your sites and even your social and stuff right now, especially if you're feeling that slowdown, is just try and grab emails. Tell people, something exciting is coming. There's a deal coming soon, this and that. Try to still use this time to see conversions, even if they look a little different. So making sure you're having that email collection on your site, making sure you're actively using language like don't miss out on this holiday's best deals or this holiday's sneak peeks, or make that sort of exciting element so that you can bring them back in. As we briefly talked about too, it's not just Black Friday. The over the holidays is a major shopping time for people, whether they participate in Black Friday or not. So collecting their emails will give you lots of opportunity to connect with them over the next 2 months. Yeah, and then just make sure you're collecting the user data and emails as often as possible. If you do have any sort of birthday flows or things like that, this is also a time to make sure you're including that in those collection forms. All right. So I'm definitely here to say there are ways to get noticed without destroying your margins. A lot of people see something like Black Friday and think if I'm not putting 50% off or more, I'm not going to get noticed. And it's just not the truth. So here are some sort of ideas of ways that you can offer something to your customers without completely killing your margins over the holidays. Because if you really think about it, we're realistic in the sense if you're selling every single item for 50% off, if you're not literally selling double what you usually would, have you actually achieved as much as you could have for that client? For some people, the answer is still yes. The lifetime value of them might be much higher than the individual purchase. But for a lot of people that have product, it's really not. So we want to make sure you're not creating this sense that you just made double the sales. But actually, when you look at your income, it's nothing different than a normal month. So one thing we really like is the flash sales and limited time offers. So this is a way that you can funnel people in and get them to act fast. So you're playing on that user element. What's the word I'm looking for? It's it's sort of the behavioral response to something that is limited time. It's going away. So they need to act on it quickly. if you have anything that has to do with like weight loss or something where people tend to have a tendency to procrastinate. So if you can see in your target audience that procrastinating could be a trait of theirs, creating something of urgency, like a flash sale or limited time offer, does really well with these crowds because they don't have another choice. If you're running a sale for a week, oftentimes you'll see people buying items right at the beginning and right at the end. And the middle, can sometimes seem like it's completely lost. So you really want to funnel people in. On top of it, if you are building that little bit of that marketing funnel where we were talking about, you can actually be collecting emails for this flash sale. You run the flash sale, you really pump them with everything you've got, and now you still have those emails to actually continue on, and you aren't subject to running that deal for the whole holidays. And at the same time, you can't say, no one can sort of say you didn't participate in the sales. You did. You offered your boom. If they got it, they got it. If they didn't, they didn't. And oftentimes what we'll see as well is it won't stop people from buying later. Once they've missed a sale, if they want the product, they still have to buy it. So the after sales still will pick back up. It's the pre-sales of a big sale that sometimes get hurt from that. So another thing to look at is bundles and free items. So if you're not someone that can just drop your margins big, look at different things like bundling items together and adding in a free item. So maybe you have a small reusable bag you can throw in, a reusable toothbrush, a soap bar. There's different things that you can throw in that will still create that same sense of, ooh, I'm getting something extra during this time of year. It still makes sense for me to purchase without just dropping something of higher value down a whole bunch. And then bundles are really big. This also can relate a little bit with like free shipping. So one of our favorite deals is actually creating free shipping with a minimum order value. So one of the things to remember about during the holidays is if you say free shipping on all of this type of item, and then you drop that item with a sale, now you're really kind of getting your margins tighter than usual. So you want to, if you go with something with an order value over 100, that people are going to keep pushing to get that 100 so they can get that free shipping. And you're not actually sacrificing the fact that you've just dropped the product's individual value. So definitely something to look into. Free shipping also is a pretty good sale item. We still see if people are sort of participating in the sale time, free shipping is still a good catch. And I guess just a small note on all of it, doing nothing during this time is just not something we recommend. A lot of people will say, you don't want to necessarily participate in this whole thing, but the problem is everybody is sort of shouting from the rooftops. If you're still standing at street level and not talking about your business, you're just not going to get noticed. It's just inevitable. So we really want to make sure that you're doing something so that you could be shouting off the rooftops with the rest of people, but we're trying to help make sure that you're not doing that and sacrificing, your business in order to get noticed. So like I said, really do look at these options and see what makes sense for you, but we really don't encourage you to do nothing because you will see that won't sort of work in this type of time of the year. Exclusive discounts for loyal customers. So reward existing customer base with members exclusive is really good. For certain industries, if you're someone that has a long education flow. So essentially what I mean by that is if your product is a little bit hard to understand, maybe there's something, people just take a while to learn how to use something. You find it needs a lot of touch points before someone actually converts, that types of things. If that's a trend you're seeing, you can definitely use your existing members to try. So if someone loves your product, you can certainly create something where they get something off if they refer someone. So it kind of goes into my next point. So referral programs. So this could be something where you create a whole referral program. Every time one of your current members brings in another member, they get a kickback. You can also just look at just a one-time gift card or something like that. So, oh, you just brought in a bunch of your friends, or even you just sent the website around to a bunch of your friends through our little referral system. I'm going to now throw you $10, $15, etc. Depending on how much your typical order value is. But really look at some of that stuff. So if it's just to summarize, if it's a product that can be bought quickly, and doesn't need the education flow, something like a flash sale, limited time offer, bundling it, that types of stuff's really good. If you do have something that needs that longer conversion flow, using your own members is really something you want to do. So creating exclusive discounts for loyal customers and implementing referral programs. And then this one just had to sneak it in on this slide, gift cards. So if you are someone who isn't, it's not a tangible thing you sell, it's a service or something like that, gift cards are a really cool thing. It's super easy to implement. I honestly see a bunch of people that just use Google Docs or not Google Docs, Google Forms, get people to fill out the form and then they send them over a gift card. You can use e-transfer. So even if you're a very early days I don't want to say basic, but an early days business, gift cards is something that you should look into for this season. Like I said, you can literally have a Google form, have people e-transfer you the money, and then you send them out a little gift card visual that they can stick in someone's card or something like that. So don't think just because it's not built into your website that it's not something you can do. For anyone that does have a website, though, there's tons of plugins. So it's really easy to implement a gift card product to your site if it is something you're looking into. So hopefully that gave you some ideas. I did drop my contact information. If you need any, if you want to ever send me your business and say, what would you do in this deal or holiday, feel free after the fact to send me something over. All right, time to pump up the activity on social media. So if you guys are any of you out there are smaller teams, that social media can be one of the most tedious parts of your business. And honestly, sometimes it feels like it doesn't pay off. But I'm here to tell you that this time of year, it's sort of worth the struggle. So people are active on social media right now. We see all of our stats really boost up at this time of year. People are looking for inspiration online. They're looking for reviews. They're looking for all of this stuff. And we want to make sure that you're giving it to them. So I don't care what you did the first 3 quarters of the year. It is what it is. It's the past. Let's not dwell on it, but let's really focus on getting some content out for this quarter. So I sort of say double down on engagement activity. So you want to make sure you have some posts going out, some reels, some stories, some lives if you're comfortable behind the camera. You want to encourage some user-generated content. So get other people talking about your products for you. You want to be really engaging with your followers this time of year, joining and contributing to groups. So Durham has so many awesome Facebook groups. If you're not in them, check them out. There's networking groups, there's business groups, lots of opportunities there for you to find new leads and connect with your audience. And yeah, just create excitement. Some ideas are the behind the scenes stuff, product demonstrations, and then obviously sort of your limited time offers and your promotions. Explore ways to catch people on social media. So these are just a few things that we've seen recently really working. So doing exclusive holiday drops. If you're someone that's, you have a well-established site and you're able to sort of create these collections and things like that, this time of year is really great for creating the holidays. Everybody is looking to get their shopping done the least stressful as possible. So if you sort of spoon feed them, here you go, here's your gift for mom, daughter, grandfather, etc., you can really see that the customers come in for that and see the purchases easier. But also if you are someone that's just using social media or something like that, I've even seen people say, exclusive Instagram story drops, DM me for the sales, and they'll sell out a whole line just from dropping things on social. You can do the same thing in different Facebook groups and things like that. So really try to test out a few different things. If you feel like social has not been working for you, there is definitely a chance that you're just not using it in a way that works, that is going to work well for you. So try some new things out. What do you have to lose? Giveaways is also just a way to boost up your attention. So oftentimes we don't encourage people to run too many giveaways, or you can end yourself in a bit of a cycle where all of your followers are just following you for the next giveaway. But this time of year, you do want to bring the attention to yourself, and looking and giving people things for free or on some sort of collaborative giveaway is definitely something that will bring it in. So look at it as a brand awareness opportunity and try and make sure you're gaining something from it. So the followers, the email subscribers, something like that. Emphasize the urgency. So yeah, really try and see those quick turnarounds this time of year. Encourage real-time engagement, and then you'll see a nice increase in social activity. So the people are out there this time of year specifically. It's not the summer when everyone's outside. People are hunkered down, the days are getting colder. So let's make sure that you're in front of their eyes as well. Just some quick wins worth adding in. So boosting posts. So you might think, oh, we don't run ads in our company, or it's just something that we haven't explored yet. Something like a boosted post can actually see quite the difference in reach. So if you are an early account, even $50, $100 boost can see you reach thousands rather than hundreds. So a good thing to consider. You can do this on your promotion posts. So if you do have a sort of deal going and you want to really boost that out, if you have a giveaway, I definitely recommend throwing it on the giveaway, because you can see double the interest on it. Running targeted ads, and then leveraging trending hashtags and audio. So just try to, we all know it's easy to get drowned out there on social. So just take that extra time to do a little bit more research into what's working well in your industry. And sort of, taking that time now is going to be more worth it than other times of years. Reviews. So people have really do use reviews when making purchases. It's a stat we've seen just increasing year over year for the past, at least 3 to 5 years. So you want to make sure that your reviews are easy to find and positive as much as possible. So you can actually funnel the reviews yourself through your social and your website. So you can pick some of your favorites and really smack them in the face with it. But you also do want to make sure you're doing a little bit of management with things like TripAdvisor or Google My Business or Facebook reviews. Want to make sure that you've sort of tried to remove any of the ones that are bad, or at least have some sort of response if there is something, so that you get your side of the story out as well. People are going to be using reviews when they're deciding whether to purchase things. So you want to make sure that you've got a good grasp on that. So whenever possible, ensure bad reviews aren't pulling you down and driving conversions. Got a period in the wrong spot there, but we'll fix that later. All right, you're not alone. So even the solo entrepreneurs out there, I am definitely here to tell you, you are not alone. Being here, surely you've kind of recognized that there is lots of opportunities to network in your own communities, but we just want to touch on some really cool ways that you can sort of collaborate with people, especially during this time of year. And to say there is still collaboration opportunity open, even though we are quickly approaching the end of the year. So you want to forge some strategic partnerships. So leverage influencers or collaborate with complementary brands. So when we say that, a complementary brand is someone that has the same target audience as you, but isn't a competitor. So if you're selling the same thing, oftentimes that can be a little bit difficult. But one of my prime examples is florists and chocolatiers. If you're finding that you can easily make a gift basket with someone else, those are the people you're going to want to collaborate with. And honestly, message them today, tomorrow. They're going to be in that same Q4 rush as you are. So, hopefully if you go in with a nice, easy plan, let's do a giveaway together. Let's push each other's stuff. Let's create a bundle. Something that's nice and quick and easy can just help you guys to share your audiences, and both parties will sort of win in that type of thing. So there's someone that has the same target audience but is not a competitor. So really look at what that means for you. And I encourage you, if you haven't already, to really jump on some of that stuff as early as this week. gift guides. So some of the really big gift guides have already been planned since like September. So you'll be a little bit late for those ones, but there's still lots. Some of the Durham papers, even the small local papers, are still going to be looking for different things to include in gift guides. There's lots of countdowns, so 12 days till Christmas lists and things like that. So there's lots of opportunities to still jump in to these. So what I would encourage you to do is go on some of your local Facebook groups, ask if anyone's doing a gift guide this year and how to get in. Definitely a few things to look at is the price and the reach. So how much is it to get involved, and is it going to see the conversions that you're looking for? For future though, definitely as early as September, start looking for those gift guides. Some people see quite a lot of traffic from sort of not their typical streams. So take a look at that for future. Highlighting exclusive deals. So yeah, just to reiterate, you can bundle products not just with your own company, but also with other companies. So just taking a look at that, and then freebies as well. So maybe it's that you're giving a taste test of someone's item in yours, and they're giving a taste test of yours. Something like a service, we've also seen where it's like a scale will add a free class to an online fitness instructor. So like we'll talk a little bit more in the next slide about out of the box collaborations that you might not have thought of. And the same thing, always just creating that sense of urgency there. So we should be good. So I put together just some ideas for you guys. I know sometimes like hearing about the concept is great and all, but how is it actually going to apply to you? So there's 3 sections I've kind of outlined. So collaborating with people locally or in your community. So there's actually a site, localstreet.ca, that actually connects brands locally. So I definitely encourage you guys to check that out. I am a partial owner, I will say, so a little bit biased, but we did try to create this like a not Amazon. I don't know if you guys heard about that. About 2 years ago, someone was making a directory on where you could shop that wasn't Amazon. So we sort of turned this into a reality where you can actually do the e-commerce purchases as well. And we are active in Durham. So definitely check out things like that. Also local markets, there's lots of Christmas markets going on. You'd be surprised, there is still some openings for them. So don't hesitate to reach out to them. Local gift guides, like I said, throw it in your Facebook groups. People are just making their own gift guides, and then your local papers and municipalities are putting together some as well. And then just newspaper articles about local shopping. Don't hesitate to find different newspaper reporters and things like that and just shoot over different ideas. They're not going to want you to give them their whole sales pitch, but maybe you can give them something that speaks, a blog or an article that subtly talks to your business without it being sort of that smack in the face. Lots of times they'll also do interviews of our local businesses. So this is a good opportunity. If you can get something like that now, you're really going to see a nice reach from that. So this is the concept we were talking about before, people with the same target audience. So florists with chocolatiers or pastry chefs, barbecue supplies with outdoor speakers. So one maybe you haven't thought of. House decor with local candle makers, sustainable products with other eco items, and then decorations with like party planners and caterers. And then services and products. So nutritionists with meal companies, teas or spices, fitness instructors with fitness equipment, retreats with self-care products, and then coaches with calendars and planners. So if you see your industry at all in there, hopefully that gave you some ideas. If not, I encourage you to take a minute after this chat or later today and just write down a nice little list for yourself on who these people would be for you. So cool. We're going to get into email marketing because it works. So I am really big on sort of email campaigns. That's actually how we started talking, Teresa and I, a while back. And I think there's just really something that gets forgotten when it comes to email marketing, and it is really just this high converting area of your business. So essentially what I like to say about email marketing is you do all this work to bring all these people in the door and collect these emails and everything. And if you're not doing anything with it, why did you bring them in the first place? So sometimes people can get really hung up on the instant sales. So the people that do see an ad, see a social post and purchase right away, those people are great. But realistically, lots of people like to see the credibility of the business. They like to wait, especially if you have a high ticket item. You have to expect that customer conversion to take a little bit longer. So by feeding people into an email list, it's super, super valuable. And then by sending out regular emails to people, you can actually see those conversions. I know some of you are probably shaking your head saying, you know what, I delete half my emails. I get way too many spam. Like, absolutely not. But unfortunately, the stats do speak that email marketing absolutely does work. Your conversion rate of email marketing versus ads, social, etc., is statistically way higher, assuming you do have like a credible email list that you've built yourself. And then, yeah, just like everything about email marketing is just so necessary and really does work. So I can't stress it enough. Some different ideas for you guys. So especially smaller businesses, a lot of times you can use tools that actually give you limited sends. So we say, especially this time of year, if you're planning to send out extra emails, look at segmenting your audience. So there's different ways that you can segment people into like high engagement people, low engagement people, or even if you do have any sort of user data on what type of person they are. Are they, professional, business, moms, etc. So if you can do any segmenting to create a little bit more of that specific user journey, awesome. And specifically, if you do have limited email sends, look at that. Create compelling subject lines. So your email is not going to do anything for you if nobody opens it. So this is actually something that you should take that extra minute to really consider. I see people take hours to create an actual email and then just throw a random subject line on and it never gets opened. So your open rate, I would say, is hugely dependent on that subject line. So if you're seeing really low open rates, definitely time to mix that up. Save 50%, save 20%, all of that save. We do really see high open rates with that. Any sort of limited time, today only, you'll see lots of positives. I do encourage you to use your own analytics, though, not just taking sort of the standards. So do look at, the past year or even last year's email campaigns, which emails had the highest open rates. How can you sort of double down on that this year? Mobile optimization, like we talked about with your website, a lot of people do their email marketing on their phone, or their email checking on their phone. So you want to make sure the emails are responsive and visually appearing on various devices. Countdown timers and personalized recommendations. So you really want to drive urgencies and enhance that shopping experience. So don't hesitate to send people many more emails than you usually would, as long as there's purpose. So if you do have some sort of countdown, you're giving value in each of those emails. It makes sense. If you're duplicating emails and sending it to the same segment, that's not going to be your best friend. So let's make sure we're using email marketing, but still making sure it's intentional. So I do actually have a timeline for you guys. So this is like potentially some of the most tangible stuff you'll get from today. So this is literally your November emails, and then we have another slide that's your December emails. You're obviously going to have to customize it to your business, but this is sort of our suggestions. So November newsletter. So if you haven't sent one yet, this is the week to get it out, because next week you can easily get into your sales emails and you don't necessarily want to miss out on an extra email. So if you do have regular newsletters, let's get that November newsletter out now. If it's not a regular practice, just know that email marketing is a huge asset. It's going to work. So why not introduce it now? Your pre-Black Friday or sale weekend. So whether you're doing Black Friday deal, a Cyber Monday deal, a deal across the whole weekend, or honestly, even if there's no deal, we want to be getting in front of people this weekend. You know that people are going to be shopping. So what do you want to say to them? If you say nothing to them, odds are someone else is going to say something and they're going to go somewhere else. So you want to make sure next week you're sending out an email that tells them something exciting about your business. So we do say that this should be sent anywhere from 48 hours to 1 week before. And you should make this decision based on your daily sales. So once you tell someone that a better deal is coming, odds are they're going to wait for it. So if you're seeing a large amount of daily sales, you kind of want to push that right until the soonest you can. So that's going to be not until Wednesday or Thursday of next week. So right before your sales are hitting. Yeah, also something you could do is just tell your high engagement sales or just tell your members that the sale is coming. You can do something like that, where it's sort of only going to limit a small portion of your customers from holding off until the sale. Then Black Friday. So if you are having a sale that's Black Friday, make sure there's an email that says the sale has started and here we are and here we go. Small Business Saturday, I wanted to include this one for anyone that doesn't have anything like that's a heavy hitter for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So there is a Small Business Saturday. You can use that to send out an email, tell people, don't forget about us this weekend, support local. Here's all the great things that we have going on for you, even if you don't have a big sale going. Cyber Monday, same thing. Yeah, get that sale out. One thing I don't encourage, and just to kind of put it out there, is try to stay true to the sale parameters that you outline. If you say we're going to outline or we're going to have a sale just Black Friday, just Cyber Monday, or 72 hours or whatever, try to really, a lot of people will see these sales really go up and they'll just want to keep adding on. They'll say, oh, one more day got added. Oh, one more week got added. What kind of happens with that is all that urgency that you've worked to build and all of those people that came in that moment of urgency and made the purchase, they're going to start to not believe you next time. You're actually going to lose your credibility. You can put yourself in a situation where that urgency no longer works. So you do want to make sure if it's 24 hours, even if it's the best days of sales you've ever seen, great, good job, take it. Let's double down and do that again later, but let's not expand on the parameters that you set for this one. And we've seen people sort of do that time and time again. So try not to fall into that. Then there's a fun one, Giving Tuesday. So this one, if you just spammed people for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, let's probably give them a break for Giving Tuesday. But if you're a bit of a smaller business or a nonprofit specifically, Giving Tuesday is super big. It actually it's been around for quite a long time, but in the past 2 years, it's really started trending a lot more. So yeah, focus on collecting donation. If you are a company that gives, $1 from every sale to someone, or you do any sort of big contribution, this is a time to kind of get that pat on the back, and see the sales or the contributions from it. If you're not someone that gives it, another way is just to share some of your favorite nonprofits on your socials, on your sort of to your network. It's a really good time to help those nonprofits get a little attention during this time of year as well. And then we have December. So we've got a December newsletter. So same reasoning as the November newsletter. We know people are going to be active online. So we want to make sure that we're shooting it out. And if you do have any December deals, make sure you have them. The final day to order. So this very well might be your highest open rate email of the whole year, the announcing and the final day. So what you want to tell people is that if you do not order right now, you are not going to get this by Christmas. So what will happen with this is you're actually speaking on the consumer behavior and that fear of not getting your shopping done. So it's no longer about you. It's not about your business at all. You're literally looking at them and saying, you're not ready and you need to be ready. So this purchase is going to help you get closer to being ready. So you definitely can use language like play on the perfect gift for anyone you haven't gotten gifts for yet. Here's a bundle. You can tick off 5 gifts at once, finish up your shopping today. All of that sort of has the potential to be, like I said, that highest conversion email of the year. People are stressed about it during this time of year, and not to like play into their stress, but you're a solution to their problem. So you really want to make it clear that you can help them. So there is 2 emails there, and I encourage you to take advantage of both of them. So you want to tell them when the final day to order is, and then on the final day, you also want to hit them. So just to add a few more comments on that, if you are someone that has to create a product and it takes a week or so to actually make it, like if it's customized or something like that, this email could literally be going out December 1st. It could be going out November 28th. So we want to say by this time, you're not going to guarantee get it by Christmas. Another thing to know is Canada Post has their own dates, UPS, USPS, all of these companies actually put it out. I believe right now they're saying about December 13th is a day that after that date, if you're doing standard shipping, it's not going to necessarily get to your people. So you want to look at not just your own turnaround times, but also the fact that there is going to be the backlog. So really remind your customers of that and make sure you know your timeline so that you can really push people. Last thing you want is a bunch of bad reviews because it didn't come in. Another way you can potentially just grab a little bit of cash is faster turnaround times. So if you are going to really ramp up your turnaround times to make sure people are getting it, make sure you're getting some money for it. So just make sure your sort of costs are representative of that final days. And as much as it's a pain for all of us last minute shoppers, at that time, you're way more focused on the fact that you need the product. You're not as focused on the price of it. So keep those sales and stuff for Black Friday, and then just focus on that urgency and consumer behavior of needing to finish the shopping for that December one. Cool. Then you've got your last minute gift cards, virtual products. So if you do have something that can be sent online, really take advantage of the 20th to the 24th. So gift card sales push. Oftentimes I'll pair this with my happy holidays email. So it'll be like, happy holidays. We hope you have such a great weekend. Side note, if you need a little bit of last minute gifts, here's my solutions for you. Boxing Day, if you are someone that has a warehouse or a bunch of stuff sitting in the spare bedroom, end of year blowout sales are definitely something you can take advantage of. So if you are going to circle in some new collections in 2024, let's try and rotate out some of your other ones. Note, we know people just got money for the holidays. So if your gift wasn't something that they received, you want to kind of convince them that it's worth spending their money on. We do see, as much as it is a bit of a family day, it is a big shopping day. So we do see people really doing lots of online shopping on that day. And then end of year recap. So this is just that end of year thank yous, Happy New Year's. I say it's a little bit more of a credibility email because it shows you care, you're authentic. It talks about your wins and losses of the year, hopefully more wins. And it kind of gives them assurance that your brand is worth dedicating to and that there's someone that's going to be strong and around for a long time. So that can be right at the end of December or the beginning of January. So like you guys can see, like all of these emails you can pull off. So as much as it might be intimidating if you haven't made any of them, these are really things that if you do have an email list created, it could really make or break your holiday plan. So I really encourage you guys to look at those options. And that's it for the presentation. So happy holidays. You guys have got this. Reach out for any questions. I do have a little thing just with my team. So we do have paid ad specialists. We've got account managers, creative directors, branding. We've got website design. We've got it all. So definitely don't hesitate. If you do want to connect on something quick, just do a little consultation. Or if you do want to look at really vamping up your digital marketing in the new year. So my contact information is there. Feel free to get connected and reach out with any questions. So Teresa, it's up to you. Or we can open the floor to questions, or I can pass it back. So
of course, let's open the floor to questions. I know Alyssa had a question, and I see Natalie said she sent a message to your website. So Alyssa, I don't know if you want to ask that question. Go ahead.
Hi. I was just wondering, you did mention about the gift cards and how they can be like stocking stuffers. So I do know that there's like an option. I'm transferring from Square to Shopify. So I do know that there's
Yeah.
an option to offer gift cards. I was just wondering, where can you get the physical card so that they can put them in like a stocking or a card or something?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's definitely a few ways that you can do it. Essentially, what we'll see is Shopify has different plugins, same with WooCommerce, where it will actually create different designs for you, and then it'll automatically send it digitally. If you are looking at getting that sort of plastic card that you can give out, Staples, Vistaprint, there's lots of options. Around, it's a little bit more Toronto way, not Durham, but Print Fast, I found they have really quick turnarounds. You can do 1 hour printing. I'm not in collaboration with any of these people, but if there are anyone else that knows a quick print, then that would be for the physical card. But what we do with most of our clients is we'll just design something on Canva, have that digital, send it over to the people, and they can choose to print it out however they please. Especially if you're a smaller business, it's an easy way to pull it off without breaking the bank. But yeah, the actual cards aren't too much. I think you can get them for an affordable rate. So yeah, look into your plugins if they do have anything that's automatic. Otherwise,
The physical.
Canva and yeah.
You can also try UPS, the UPS store, if that's close to you. I know that they do that as well. So yeah, good. Anyone else have any questions for Emily? Shelley.
I do. We have digital cards that they can purchase from our website, but it also does just email it. And I do think it's really nice to have a card. So if you get the card, you get the code, and then you print it, how do you go about putting the code on the card if you were to do that? Or would you just say check your email?
Yeah, I mean, funny enough, it's actually usually on like the receipts and things for things as big as Amazon and stuff like that. It's actually that if you lose that receipt, you're kind of screwed. So I wouldn't pressure yourself too much to figure out how to get it right on the card. I know WooCommerce specifically, it's almost like a promo code that's like coded into the card. So we've actually done it where we're able to get that QR code and we're able to do it, or we can print the promo code right on the card. So definitely just do a quick, just like explore a little bit with what plugin you're using, and it should give you a little bit of a guide there. But yeah, reach out. I can help look at it if you're not able to find it yourself. So.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Thank you, Shelley.
Yeah, of course.
I wasn't sure if anybody else had any questions. No?
Feel free to reach out after the fact as well. Like, it's no pressure to ask it here. So yeah.
I had a question. So do you want us to reach out to your personal email or through SEU?
So on the website, like hello at Startemup will go right to me as well. So yeah, there's hello at startemup.ca. There's also Bassett at startemup.ca. I'll kind of direct you wherever you need to go. If you do want to connect over like website or ads, you'll pretty quickly get sent over to some of my coworkers. But if it is sort of social, email marketing, branding, that more creative side of the company, then we'll end up talking for a little bit as well. So both options are completely fine, and like I said, they'll all get to me. I do actually have a little, if you guys are on my site, there's a little coffee cup at the top, so that'll actually bring you right to my Calendly. If you are looking for like a consultation or to talk a little bit more, that'll actually give you that call. So that's the best option if you want to talk a little bit more. Otherwise, for some easy questions or anything quick, then email's perfect.
Okay, because I think I clicked like email us directly, and then it just made me choose like what I'm looking for, and then I just picked email marketing because that's what I'm directly interested in.
Cool. Yeah, that'll come right to my inbox and I'll just reach back out.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just